So dear students, good evening everyone. So today we are going to learn about crystallographic points, directions and planes. So as you can see here, when dealing with crystalline materials, it often becomes necessary to specify a particular point within a unit cell, then a crystallographic direction and a crystallographic plane of atoms. So as you can see here, we are starting with a point which is a zero-dimensional entity. Then the second one is a crystallographic direction which is one-dimensional, and the third one is crystallographic plane which is a two-dimensional. Okay. So when dealing with crystalline materials, it often becomes necessary to specify a particular point, a crystallographic direction and a crystallographic plane of atoms. Okay, so first let us discuss about point coordinates. So let us identify the point coordinates. So let us consider a cube. Okay, and I am considering this as my origin. Okay, and this is my x direction, y direction and z direction. So here let us do a small exercise. So I have indicated 9 points in the cube, and let us identify the coordinates of each point. Okay, so point number 1. So from the diagram you can see point 1 is lying at the origin. Okay, so let us mark the coordinates of the point 1. So since point 1 is at origin, so its x coordinate, y coordinate and z coordinate will be 0. Okay, so 0, 0 and 0. Then coming to point 2. So point 2 is in the x direction. So from the origin, in order to reach point 2, we have to move 1 unit in the x direction. Okay, so we have to move only in the x direction, no y and z directions. So the coordinates of point 2 will be, so x coordinate will be 1, y coordinate 0, z coordinate 0. Okay, now coming to point 3. So point 3, as you can see, to reach point 3, we have to, from origin, we have to move 1 unit in the x direction and we have to move 1 unit in the y direction. So you can see this is x axis, x direction, and this is y direction. Okay, so you can move in this direction or you can move in this direction also. So you have to move 1 unit in the y direction and 1 unit in the x direction. So your x coordinate will be 1, y coordinate will be 1 and z coordinate will be 0. Now point 4. So point 4, as you can see, point 4 is on y axis. So we all know when a point is on y axis, its x and z coordinates will be 0. So from origin, we have to move 1 unit in the y direction. So x coordinate and z coordinates are 0, y coordinate is 1. So the coordinates of point 4 are 0, 1, 0. Okay, next point 5. So you can see point 5 is here. So point 5 is in the z direction. Okay, so you have to move 1 unit in the z direction. So 0, x is 0, y is 0 and z is 1. Okay, so 0, 0, 1. So you can see here 0, 0, 1. Now coming to the remaining points, point 6. So point 6, for point 6, from origin, move 1 unit in the x direction and 1 unit in the z direction. So y coordinate will be 0. So x coordinate is 1, y coordinate is 0, z coordinate is 1. And coming to point number 7. So point 7 is here. So how to reach point 7? From origin, move 1 unit in the x direction, 1 unit in the y direction and 1 unit in the z direction. So all the coordinates x, y and z, we have 1 each. So 1, 1 and 1. Okay. Now the remaining 2 points, the last 2 points, point 8. So point 8. So how do we reach point 8? So move 1 unit in the y direction and 1 unit in the z direction. So your x coordinate is 0. Okay. So 0, 1 and 1. And the last point, so point number 9. So this is actually the center of the cube. Okay. So to reach the center of the cube, we have to travel half unit in the x direction, half unit in the z, in the y direction, and half unit in the z direction. So the coordinates are 1 by 2, 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. Okay. So I hope it is clear. So what we did was, we have identified the coordinates of the points. Okay. So we are starting with so we are considering points, lines, points, directions and planes. So we are starting with the point. Okay, the 0-dimensional entity. So we have identified the coordinates of the various points. Okay. So whatever we have identified, x, y and z, so these are the coordinates of point number 1 to point number 9. Okay. So I hope it is clear. So this is about the point coordinates. So the next one is direction. So let us move to one dimension. So crystallographic directions. So certain directions in the unit cell are of particular importance. Okay. So we have a scientist by name Miller, and so Miller, in his name, so these indices were named after him. So Miller indices for directions are the shorthand notation used to describe these directions. Okay. So let us understand the procedure for finding the Miller indices for direction. So we have 4 steps. So we have 4 steps. So the first step in finding the Miller indices for direction is using a right hand coordinate system, determine the coordinates of 2 points that lie on the direction. So as we all know, when you talk about a direction, so a direction is represented by a line. So a line has 2 ends. So using a right hand coordinate system, determine the coordinates of 2 points that lie on the direction. Okay. So after identifying the coordinates of the 2 points, the second step is subtract the coordinates of the tail point from the coordinates of the head point to obtain the number of lattice parameters traveled in the direction of each axis of the coordinate system. Okay. So please try to understand the procedure. Once we understand this procedure, we will look into some examples of identifying the Miller indices for direction. Okay. So this is the second step. Now the third step is clear the fractions and reduce the results obtained from the subtraction to lowest integers. And the last step is enclose the numbers in square brackets. So you can see the numbers are enclosed in square brackets. If a negative sign is produced, represent the negative sign with a bar over the number. Okay. So let us consider an example. So let us understand the concept of crystallographic directions, the Miller indices for direction, with the help of an example. Okay. So I have drawn a cube, and these are my x, y and z axis, and let me consider one direction. So let me mark this as A. Okay. So let us identify the Miller indices for A. Okay. This is a direction. Okay. So what is the first step? So using a right hand coordinate system, determine the coordinates of 2 points that lie on the direction. Okay. So let me identify the coordinates. So the coordinates of this point, this is the origin. So 0, 0, 0. Okay, and so this is the tail of the line, and this is the head of the line. So the coordinates are 0, 0, 0, and the coordinates of this. So you can see this is in the x direction. So you have to move 1 unit in the x direction. So the coordinates of this will be 1, 0, 0. Okay. Okay. So the first step is completed. So determine the coordinates of 2 points that lie on the direction. Okay. Now the second step is subtract the coordinates of the tail point from the coordinates of the head point to obtain the number of lattice parameters traveled. Okay. So point A. So point A. So what are the 2 points? The 2 points are 1, 0, 0 and 0, 0, 0. Okay. The second step is, so this is your head, 1, 0, 0 is your head, and this is your tail point. So subtract the coordinates of the tail point from the coordinates of the head point. Okay. So 1, 0, 0 minus 0, 0, 0. So this gives you 1, 0 and 0. Okay. So that is your second step. Now let us look at the third step. The third step is clear the fractions and reduce the results obtained from the subtraction to lowest integers. Okay. So clear the fractions and reduce the results obtained from the subtraction to lowest integers. So here there are no fractions. Okay. So the third step is there are no fractions to clear. There are no fractions to clear. Okay. And the last step is, so enclose them in square bracket. So 1, 0, 0, and if you enclose them in square brackets, so these are the Miller indices for the direction A. Okay. So Miller indices for direction A. Okay. Let us take one more example. Let us take another example. So let me take this particular point. Okay. So let me mark this as B, direction B. Okay. So this is actually direction. So similarly, this is like, let us identify the Miller indices, direction B. Okay. So what are the 2 points? First, let us identify the coordinates of the 2 points. So this is the direction B. This is the tail of the line, and this is the head. So origin is the coordinates of the tail point are origin, and to reach this point, you have to travel 1 unit in the x direction, 1 unit in the y direction, and 1 unit in the z direction. So the coordinates of this point will be 1, 1 and 1. Okay. So the 2 points are, what are the 2 points? 1, 1, 1 and 0, 0, 0. Okay. Okay. Now second one is subtract the coordinates of tail point from the coordinates of head point. So 1, 1, 1 minus 0, 0, 0. So this is equal to 1, 1, 1. So again, the third step is, any fractions are there, we have to clear the fractions. So again, here also, like direction A, there are no fractions to clear. No fractions to clear. And then enclose them in a square bracket. So 1, 1, 1. Okay. So okay, now let us take one example. Let us take another example. So let me mark this as C. So the third one, let us understand the concept with the third example, direction C. So direction C. So what are the 2 points? So the 2 points are, so I think the coordinates of this point. So how to get, so from origin travel 1 unit in the y direction, and this is half of x. Okay, so in the x direction we have traveled half of the length, and in the y direction we have traveled 1 unit. So the coordinates of this are 1 by 2, 1, 0. Okay, and the coordinates of the head point are, so this is on the z axis. So the x coordinate will be 0, y coordinate will be 0, and the z coordinate will be 1. Okay, so what are the 2 points? The 2 points are 0, 0, 1 and 1 by 2, 1, 0. Okay, so the second point is we have to subtract the coordinates of the tail point from the coordinates of the head point. So 0, 0, 1 minus 1 by 2, 1, 0. Okay, so if you do this, this is minus 1 by 2, minus 1 and 0. Okay, so here there are fractions. In the previous two cases there are no fractions to clear, but here there are fractions to clear. Okay, so the third step is clear the fractions and reduce the results obtained from the subtraction to lowest integers. Okay, so how to clear the fraction? If you multiply the 3 coordinates with 2, so this will be minus 1 by 2 into 2. So this will be minus 1, and minus 1 into 2, this will be minus 2, and this will be 0. Okay, so clear the fractions and reduce the results obtained from the subtraction to lowest integers. Okay, so then so this is the third point. This is the third point actually. Okay, and the fifth point is, so minus 1. So what is the last point? The last step is enclose the numbers in square brackets. Okay, and if a negative sign is produced, represent the negative sign with a bar over the number. Okay, so you can see here negative numbers are there. So how to represent them? So minus 1 should be written as 1 bar, and minus 2 should be written as 2 bar, and 0. And then we have to enclose them in square brackets. Okay, so I hope it is clear how to identify the Miller indices for direction. Okay, so let us see the procedure once again. So the procedure is like this for finding Miller indices for direction. So using a right hand coordinate system, determine the coordinates of 2 points that lie on the direction. So we have taken 3 examples. So direction A, direction B, direction C. So in the first step we have identified the coordinates of the 2 points, the coordinates of the tail point and the coordinates of the head point. Okay, then the second step is subtract the coordinates of the tail point from the coordinates of the head point. Okay, so subtract the coordinates. Okay, and if no fractions are there, no problem. If any fractions are there, the third step, clear the fractions and reduce the results obtained from the subtraction to lowest integers. Okay, so for direction A and B there were no fractions to clear, whereas for direction C we have minus 1 by 2, minus 1 and 0. So to clear the fractions, we have multiplied with 2. So minus 2 into minus 1 by 2. So this will be minus 1, this will be minus 2 and this will be 0. And the fourth step is enclose the numbers in square brackets, and if a negative sign is produced, represent the negative sign with a bar over the number. So since we have a negative number here, negative numbers, we have represented them with a bar over the number. So minus 1 is written as 1 bar, minus 2 is written as 2 bar, and this is 0. And enclose these numbers in a square bracket. Okay. So this is how, so for A, the direction of A is 1, 0, 0. The direction of B is 1, there should not be any comma, 1, 1 and 1. And the direction of C is 1 bar, 2 bar and 0. Okay. So I hope you understood the concept. Okay. So in tomorrow's class we will try to solve some more examples. Let us take some directions and let us calculate how to find the Miller indices for direction. Okay. Now so another 2 or 3 minutes. So several points should be noted about the use of Miller indices for direction. So the first point is a direction and its multiple are identical. Okay. So you can see here 1, 0, 0. So they are enclosed in a square bracket. So you should understand that this is a direction. So 1, 0, 0 is the same direction as 2, 0, 0. So just look at this diagram. So you can see we have a right hand coordinate system, and this is 1, 0, 0. Okay. And similarly, if you take 2 unit cells and if you travel 2 units in the x direction, it will be 2, 0, 0. So you can see a direction and its multiple, they are in the same direction. Only the magnitude has changed, but the direction is same. So a direction and its multiple are identical. Next, second important point. Okay, because directions are vectors, as we know directions are vectors, a direction and its negative are not identical. So they represent the same line but opposite directions. Okay, so for example 0, 1, 0 is not equal to 0, 1 bar 0. So what is 1 bar? 1 bar is nothing but minus 1. So 0, 1, 0 is not equal to 0, minus 1, 0. So let us see that with the help of a diagram. So we have taken 2 unit cells which are adjacent to each other, and this is my origin. Okay. So if I move towards right, this is my positive y, and if I move towards left, this is negative y. Okay. So the direction of this will be 0, 1, 0. And the direction of this will be, since I am traveling 1 unit in the negative direction, and my x and y coordinates will be 0. So this is 0, minus 1, 0. Okay. So negative number should be represented with a bar over them. Okay. So 0, 1 bar 0 enclosed in square bracket. So you can see a direction and its negative are not identical. Okay. Whereas a direction and its multiple are identical. So 1, 0, 0 is equal to 2, 0, 0. Whereas 0, 1, 0 is not equal to 0, 1 bar 0. Okay. And the third point, certain groups of directions are equivalent. Okay. So for example, instead of square bracket, if you mention the numbers in a special brackets, okay, so directions of the form 1, 1, 0, if they are enclosed in special brackets, so this indicates a family of directions. So 1, 1, 0 means 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay. So like that. So group of 12 directions, they can be represented with a family like so 1, 1, 0 enclosed in special brackets. Okay. So the special brackets are used to indicate this collection of directions. Okay. Okay, so with this I would like to stop. So I request all of you to please go through this and please come prepared for tomorrow's class. Thank you.